In this video, we begin to introduce the Unified Modeling Language, UML, which is general-purpose modeling language that can be used at different stages of software design. Remember, we already said that many software problems can be solved before the actual coding of the program is taking place. That's the power of the design and modeling. UML remains platform independent, staying neutral when compared to popular programming languages. It can be used for modeling software that can be later implemented in a specific programming language, such as Java or C++ or Python, or a combination of programming languages. So what is UML? UML is a language of diagrams, using formal diagrams to represent various system designs. For example, this is a bank account class UML diagram, which is simply a box divided into three sections. The top part of it represents the name of the class. The middle part specifies the set of data attributes with their names, their types, and even possible initialization parameters. And the lower section of this box provides a list of operations. For instance, in Java, it could be a couple of methods. In C++, it could be a couple of member functions. But in UML, they look like this, and they simply provide names of the operations that can be used to specify these methods, and also optional parameters that can be passed to these methods. Here is an example of a use case diagram in some online store ordering system. Here, in a pretty concise manner, we specify what operations are available to a visitor and administrator of the system, and we have a list of major functions or use cases such as place order, cancel order, and so forth. So this is an example of a UML use case diagram. You can tell it's quite high level and really just generally pretty abstract in its nature. There are many diagrams for specific purposes. We will be covering them in the near future. Although many UML diagrams originate on a whiteboard, you would generally need a diagramming tool to draw your UML. Here on our weekly page, we have a list of diagramming tools which are free, open source, and easy to download. One of them is Violet UML Editor, which I will show you in a few seconds. Draw.io is an online tool which is really excellent free online diagramming environment which extends beyond UML. You can create all sorts of diagrams there. You can save them in the cloud or download them to save on your local computer. So that's quite something that you should experiment with. There's also another diagramming tool which you can use locally. A sequence zip tool is the tool that I'm using for my timeline diagrams. You will see me using this tool in the future as well, but for now perhaps we can start looking at Violet. Once you download Violet, you can just double click the executable file and it will bring up this initial view. You can see that you can build two kinds of diagrams: those that are designed for static view of the system and some dynamic view variations. I would encourage you just to experiment with different diagrams to become familiar with the entire environment, and also try to use some other tools on this list.